you know, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
After the single biggest win and the most massive payday of his entire life against Canelo Alvarez, most fighters would be celebrating for a year. They would buy the yachts, the mansions, and take a long, deserved vacation. But Terence Crawford isn't most fighters. At 38 years old, an age when most fighters are considering retirement or taking easy paydays, Bud is instead already hunting again, and his new target is a decision that has left the boxing world completely stunned. He isn't calling out another superstar for a massive payday. He's calling out a 160-pound killer that many believe is an even more skillful fighter than Canelo ever was. It all started with a mistake. A supposed slip-up that no one in the boxing world actually believed was an accident.
Now, Terence Bud Crawford, if you don't know, he's at the WBO convention out there at Bogota, Colombia.
I'm here in Bogota, Colombia, celebrating the WBO's 38-year convention.
You know what? Put a pin in that. The WBO convention. Who's the middleweight WBO champion? Janibek. Let me just stop you guys from even thinking about it. Janibek is the unified WBO and IBF champion. Now, Terence Bud Crawford is at the damn convention.
Just weeks after dominating Canelo, Terence Crawford was in Bogota, Colombia for the 2025 WBO convention. He was posting to his Instagram story, filming the event like any other celebrity. He panned his camera across a large digital screen that was flashing graphics of the WBO's champions. First, a graphic of Crawford himself appeared, celebrating his super middleweight undisputed status. But then, for just a fraction of a second, the screen flashed to the next champion. It was WBO and IBF middleweight king Janibek Alimkhanuly. Crawford instantly whipped the camera away as if he'd just shown something he wasn't supposed to.
Y'all done slipped up, bull jobbing, and leaked some shit. Bull jiving. Listen, I was born at night, not last night. And for Terence Crawford, for you to film that by accident, just trying to show your face, and then Janibek show you trying to turn quick, brother, you blew it. Link.
The clip was bizarre, and the cutaway was so fast it was almost comical. The internet immediately exploded. Boxing analysts and fans all said the same thing. Did Bud just accidentally leak his next move? It was too specific, too weird, and too perfectly executed to be a simple mistake. If the accidental leak was the bait, the main event came just hours later. A new video surfaced, this one clearly intentional. It shows Crawford, fist raised, looking directly into a camera. He's not teasing anymore. He's hunting. A voice next to him calls out, "Hey, Janibek, we're here next. Looking for you. Looking for December 6th. How you're gonna do it." Then, Bud himself leans in, his eyes locked on the lens, and says the words that confirmed everyone's suspicions.
Johnny, we're here next. Looking for you. Looking for December 6th, how you gonna do it?
I got my eyes on you, Janibek. Good luck.
It was a direct public call-out. The message was sent, and in the modern age of boxing, the target didn't take long to reply. Janibek, a man of few words, simply posted the leaked graphic clip to his own social media with a simple, chilling caption, "No problem." And after the direct call-out video surfaced, he posted it again, this time with an emoji and 2 words, "Thank you, bro." The fight wasn't just speculation anymore. The fuse had been lit.
Listen, Terence Bud Crawford accidentally leaked him versus Janibek. Now, we all know that Janibek has a fight coming up, I think in December against Lara. That's a hard fight. And that is going to be for unification because Lara is a WBA champion. So you got the WBO title, IBF title, and the WBA title all on the damn line. I'm pretty sure Terence Bud Crawford, with this leak, is looking forward to fighting the winner. And I think the WBO is leaning towards Janibek because that's their champion. It all makes sense to me. I think I got Lara winning that fight. But if he doesn't, I get it. Janibek, he's a tough cookie, undefeated, right? The Southpaw. I think they both Southpaws. Well, listen, correct me if I'm wrong. But Terence Bud Crawford in line to fight them. You know he fights once a year, all right? So he's going to let them hash it out in December, and he's going to go ahead and fight 2026. It's leaked. It's leaked.
So, who is this guy who just got the attention of the pound-for-pound king? To the casual fan, the name Janibek Alimkhanuly might not mean much. He isn't a pay-per-view star. He isn't a household name like Canelo or Spence. But to the hardcore boxing community, Janibek, known as Kazakh Style, is one of the most avoided men in the entire sport.
Boxing Doctor News, hold up, boxing fans. The middleweight division just got spicy. Janibek Alimkhanuly, the IBF and WBO champ, is calling out Terence Crawford. Yeah, you heard that right. Crawford's fresh off his win against Canelo, but Janibek's not impressed. He's ready to rumble if Crawford drops to 160. But here's the tea. Experts are saying this might be Crawford's toughest fight yet. Janibek's young, he's hungry, and he hits like a truck. Crawford's got options, but they're all risky.
He is an undefeated Kazakh southpaw, a destroyer with a terrifying record of 17 wins, 0 losses, and 12 brutal knockouts. He is the unified WBO and IBF middleweight champion, and he doesn't just beat his opponents, he dismantles them. On boxing Reddit forums and in expert circles, he's described with one word: banger.
I love me some Crawford, man. Y'all already know what time it is. But hey, I gotta call a spade a damn spade. Janibek ain't nothing to mess with. He cold. Yeah, southpaw, you don't know much about him. That's fine. You ain't gotta know much about him. But I'm here to tell you. Speed, power, size, your IQ, defense, offense. Dude is cold, man. Footwork, angles, shoot, power in both hands. He a killer. That's what he is. He a damn killer, man, you know? So, I mean, look, if Crawford go down and face that dude, bro, man, whoo, Crawford's legacy. Now, it might not be no marquee name and a name that the whole world will know, but everybody will be tuning in just to see Terence Crawford's greatness because he's a mega star now. He's the star now, right?
And make no mistake, Janibek is not intimidated. He's an undefeated champion who believes he's the one calling the shots. He even put out a statement, essentially telling Crawford to wait in line. I'll beat both Lara and Adams, take all 4 belts, and then he can take his time and get ready to fight me. Calling this man out isn't a cash grab. It's not a low-risk tune-up. It's a pure high-risk challenge, and it left many wondering why Bud would target such a dangerous, unknown monster. This is the moment the entire plan is revealed. This isn't just a random fight, it's 4D chess. This is the aha moment where Crawford's true ambition becomes terrifyingly clear. Why would Bud, the 168-pound undisputed champ, call out a 160-pounder? The answer lies in that date he mentioned, December 6th. On that night, Janibek Alimkhanuly is set to face the other middleweight champion, the WBA title holder Arislandi Lara, in a massive unification bout. This is the key. The winner of that fight will hold 3 of the 4 major middleweight belts, the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF.
Terence Bud Crawford is going for 4-time undisputed. That is diabolical. That is unheard. 3-time undisputed is ridiculous, okay, for the men. But 4-time undisputed is just damn unheard of. The closest thing to that, and I'm talking about 4-time undisputed in 4 different weight classes. The closest thing to that would have to be, I would think, Manny Pacquiao being lineal champion in 5 divisions. And lineal and undisputed is kind of the same thing. I mean, as far as undisputed is collected, lineal is the man who beat the man who beat the man. Many times, if you're undisputed, you beat the man, right? So, okay, how about this? Terence Crawford beating Canelo Alvarez, he beat the lineal champion who happens to be undisputed. The difference is when you collect all the titles, right? Like he did at 140. When you're collecting the titles, that's a bit different because now you're not just fighting the lineal champion, but you're fighting the top guys. Terence Bud Crawford doing that is honestly more diabolical than even Manny Pacquiao.
Crawford's plan is now exposed. He is going to let Janibek and Lara destroy each other, and then he will challenge the winner, swooping in to take all 3 belts in a single fight. From there would be only one man left, the WBC champion, Carlos Adames. Crawford's goal isn't just to win another belt. His goal is to become the first boxer in the 4-belt era, man or woman, to become undisputed in 4 different weight classes. He is on a hunt for pure, undeniable, and permanent history.
Skipped 160 to go 168, meaning that this guy I think he beats the winner between Lara and Janibek. And the next champion, the WBC champion, is Carlos Adames. And I think the toughest bout for Bud Crawford would be the winner between Lara and Janibek. He fights Carlos Adames. To me, I think that's an easier, no disrespect to Carlos Adames, but I think that's an easier win for.
This plan is brilliant, but it's also borderline insane. And the people who know boxing best are already sounding the alarm. This isn't a guaranteed win. In fact, many experts believe this is a trap. Famed trainer Andre Rozier, who has worked with numerous world champions, was asked about the potential matchup. His warning was blunt. He stated that Janibek would give Crawford a tougher fight than Canelo Alvarez did. Let that sink in.
Do you see any of those guys, maybe particularly Janibek, because he had 3 belts, do you see him as a real threat to Terence Crawford?
Janibek is a tough guy, but he doesn't fight enough. He's not fighting enough. You gotta earn those skills. I love how he fights. He's big, he's strong, he's precise. And I think he might be going to 168. So with all of that being said, hey, listen, we got some things on the table that could really pan out to be fantastic fights.
Do you think that Janibek would be Crawford's toughest fight? Like tougher than Canelo, tougher than a few of the other guys?
I believe he honestly could be, and I think that he is big, strong, and poised, and that's going to be a problem.
A man who just shocked the world by dominating a legend 2 weight classes above him is now being warned that his next, smaller opponent is even more dangerous. Rozier said Janibek is gonna be a problem. Janibek is a natural 160-pounder in his absolute prime. He's a sharp, powerful southpaw, a style that can be a nightmare for anyone. This isn't a victory lap for Crawford. It's arguably the single riskiest move of his entire career. A true 50-50 fight against a monster that everyone else has been ducking. So why do it? Why risk a perfect legacy, a 42-0 record, and the pound-for-pound crown for a fight that offers all the risk and none of the massive pay-per-view money? The answer lies in Crawford's own psychology. Bud has spent his entire career feeling disrespected. He said it himself.
I'm never really gonna give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. We really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, and the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, so I just think, when you that much better than the competition, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
When he dominates, they say his competition was a nobody. Even after shutting down Canelo, the whispers started, Canelo was washed.
When you look at it, it's still excuses. Like I said before the fight, every one of my biggest fights, I say, I'm going to be prepared for the excuses. When you so great and you so much ahead of your competition, they look at the fighters that you fight and say they nobodies because how much you beat them by, or the level of skills that you oppose against them. So when I fight this guy, it's all he was a nobody. When I fight this guy, all he was washed. When I fight this guy, it's an excuse. So who you want me to fight? I beat this guy, it's an excuse. I beat this guy, he's too young or whatever. So
this next move is the final checkmate against all the critics. This fight isn't for the money. It's for a legacy so undeniable that no one can ever question his greatness again. by skipping a division to hunt down the most feared, avoided fighter at 160 and using him as a stepping stone to a fourth undisputed title, Crawford is cementing a record that may never be broken. The trap is now set.
As his trainer, do you feel like he should just sail off into the sunset after this monumental
Well,
win?
you know what? He made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
Terence Crawford has laid out his entire plan for the world to see. He is hunting for a legacy that no excuses can tarnish. But in calling out the Kazakh-style boogeyman, in targeting one of the most dangerous southpaws in the sport, he has willingly walked into the fire. He has laid the trap for history, but in doing so, is he finally about to get caught?
Last question. If Crawford was to go down there, beat Janibek, beat Carlos Adames, become an unprecedented fourth division undisputed champion, where exactly would that put him in history?
Right up there with the very best. Honestly, right up there with the very best.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.